Yo, hopefully this audio is coming through okay. I'll test that later. Yo, I wanted to make a video, just about some VGC stuff. I just woke up with an urge, the second morning in a row, actually, that I woke up with an urge to do VGC content. So here I am, following through on my desires. I also promised myself I wouldn't do this unless I, like, finish a bunch of other chores and errands today, and I actually finished all them, so yay, productivity. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was just thinking, maybe subliminally in my dreams last night, of making a video on like replay analysis, just because like that's a topic that's come up a bunch in the Discord. So I don't know, I'm just YOLOing this. I also this is kind of like a disclaimer, but like I kind of don't like giving unsolicited advice, just as a rule, for all the reasons that you would not want to do that. But part of my adult life has been trying to grow outside of that comfort zone and just like, I don't know, speak up or say something when you think something should improve. And I don't know, maybe this video can help people. I don't fucking know. My primary goal here is actually to make replay analysis fun for others. That's like the primary thing I'm trying to get across here, because I think it can be a lot of fun looking back at your replays and being like, whoops, I made a fucking mistake there. And my secondary goal is completely selfish. I just want to get better at communicating, and like thinking about the game, for my own sake, just so I can be better at communicating with my teammates in like team draft leagues, or when I'm working on a team with someone for a regional. I just want to get better at my VGC communication. I should probably also say something on my credibility. I guess that's what you're supposed to do. So I do have, I by no means am I a top player whatsoever, but I have, top 4, top 16, couple of top 32s, yeah, just 2, and then I've day 2'd the 2 NASCs I've been to, and I am on a 4 straight day 2 streak, which is crazy to me. It's, I'm just clocking in for another day at the 9-3 factory. Feels good, man. But yeah, so I don't think like I'm terrible at the game. I'm definitely not a top player, so I mean, feel free to disregard this whole fucking video. It's fine. I don't care. But yeah, again, just to reiterate, my primary goal here is to just talk about replay analysis, why I think it's fun, why I think it can be fun for you, and also I'm just selfishly trying to get better at communicating this stuff. So yeah, so just to kind of, I mean, if I was a perfect video editor, this is the part of the screen where I like talk about what replay analysis is and why it's important, and like the text would come on the screen. Probably not gonna get that. We're probably just gonna look at this giant fucking ad for housing or whatever this is. I don't know. But yeah, so what is replay analysis? I think it's. Let me take a step back. So I think that all players ladder for two main reasons. You ladder to improve the team or to improve your play with a particular team. That's not all include. There's other things. Sometimes it is just mindlessly addictive grinding. I see you Ranbats players. I love that for you, and that's okay. I also totally like sometimes mindlessly like grind a team just because like I don't have anything better to do, or I'm waiting for a review work. I don't fucking know. But really, the two things that you should be laddering to if you're trying to improve like as a VGC player is to improve the team or to improve your own play with a particular team. So where replay analysis comes in is the process of looking at your games, which is on Showdown or Cart. So yes, Richard, this means you can analyze your Bailey Bash games. You can take part in replay analysis without ever going on Showdown. But yeah, it's the process of looking at your games wherever they are and just evaluating the game through the two main lenses, which are, again, team and play. So I'm just going to keep coming back to those. I might repeat that way too many times, but that's like kind of just the way I think about this. So trying to communicate that. And again, there's other ways of viewing the game or viewing laddering. Totally fine. I'm just like walking through what my experience is and what I'm trying to shape my experience to be as well. So yeah, so like what I mean there with the two main lenses of team and play is like replay analysis can help identify if you are winning or losing because of your team or because of your play. So like there could be a like replay that you're looking at and like you felt like you played fine, it just like wasn't a good matchup, right? And like your team just didn't have the tools to do that matchup, and like that can be fine. You can walk away with that being like, I need to change my team, which, I mean, if it's just one matchup, you probably don't need to do that. But like if you're looking through your passers and everything, and like you keep seeing notes where you're like, wow, I feel like I didn't have the tools to like win this set, and like that comes across like 20 matchups, like yeah, maybe that's when you change your team. So like again, it's just trying to figure out if there's a problem with your team or a problem with your play. And then the other way, of course, is again play. So like if you are looking back through a replay and you're like, ah, fuck, like I probably didn't need to make a read there, or I probably did need to make a cover play there. I could have just like gone for a double attack or whatever. That's like another big takeaway, because it's like, well, okay, the team was fine. The team had the tools. I just played wrong. And then the other main thing, of course, is like variance. Like maybe the team was good, maybe you played well, and then like Heatwave just missed, and it's like, oh well, like that's kind of more of like a team thing, but like not always. It's not like, well, I mean, obviously it's part of the team, right? Like Chi-Yu has Heatwave. Chi-Yu was on the team. That's a team thing. You didn't tell it to miss Heatwave, but like that's kind of built into the team. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to change a whole fucking team. Like that doesn't mean you need to change a flamethrower. It's just like something to think about when you're like practicing in the future and thinking about the team and everything. So yeah, again, just to kind of review, it's like replay analysis is looking at your games to see if you can improve your team or improve your play, and that can be and also to see if maybe you just lost to some variance that is built into the team and can help inform you about whether or not you need to change a team, or it's fine if there's just some variance built into the team. One last kind of like is like a sub note that isn't like, I mean, if I do more of these, if I feel like doing more of these, I would go more into. But like sometimes you can think of something as a misplay because it didn't work out for you, right? But like actually some turns really are just 50-50s, and at some point you just have to make a bet, and you can just lose a 50-50, and like that's fine. Like that could actually be totally fine. I have a lot of notes in my passers, which again, maybe if I do another video like this, I'll go into. But like, it's like, well, I made the best play I could with the time, like info I had, and like honestly, this just came down to 50-50, and I won it, and I got lucky, or I lost it and got unlucky. It's fine. But another sub point of that is sometimes this is like something I'm trying to work on right now, is like identifying if a turn really was a full 50-50, or if there was some other play I could have found that would make it not a 50-50, right? Because like I think if you're like really trying to improve over the long run, like you want to not always be putting yourself in a position where you have to make a bunch of 50-50s in a set. So, and of course, like 50-50s will happen, especially versus like two good players with two good teams. Like it's gonna happen. It's a part of the game. It's fine. But like always trying to like figure out ways you can optimize your play or your team to not put yourself in that position is always gonna be a good thing. Cool. So I just rambled for a bit. The next thing I wanted to kind of go into is, I didn't really say why replay analysis is important. Well, it's like, well, I mean, I kind of said it, but one last thing is, when you're prepping for a tournament, it can help, like, obviously, if you keep running into issues where, like, you feel like the team just doesn't have the tools, like, that's a sign that, like, you need to change the teams that you're on. This is a sign that I think maybe sometimes some players can identify maybe too quickly. I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are. But, you know, other times the team could just not be for you. A good example of this is in Reg I had a bunch of friends who are on CSR ZAM WIMS, and I, for the life of me, could just not play that team. And, like, I thought I should be able to. It looked like my style team. I tried it with them, like, in Discord calls, and they were walking me through the turns and how to, like, play the team, and I just could not figure it out. It just was not for me. So that's another thing that you can sometimes identify. It's like, maybe it's a good team, maybe you're actually playing okay with the team, but like you need someone else to help you with the team, so really it's not a style, not a team that works for you. So that's like another way that replay analysis can help inform your team choices ahead of a tournament or a draft league match or whatever. Okay, I have been looking at this replay on this whole monitor, so for this whole video. So now I'm finally going to get into it. I think we're like 10 minutes in. Oh god, I hope I don't have to edit too much. Yeah, so I'm going to just run through an example of how I like replay analyze, and how I think it can be silly and fun. Um, wow, now I have to like actually make this fun. Ugh. Okay, fine. Okay, cool. So this is just replay from Reg H. I'm on the Typhlosion team. I don't love calling it the Goon team. It's fine. People can call it what they want to call it. It's fine. This is Snorlax Pikachu. They're a pretty solid player. I think I actually found out who this was. I think it's like some German player. But yeah, so like this is actually probably the nightmare matchup for our team. It's like, or you know, one of them. It's not the greatest because like Sand obviously has a lot of potential versus Typhlosion, and it's like really fine into Rillaboom or Ursaluna as well. So like going into this, it's gonna be a tough matchup. It's fine. We'll figure it out. So I lead kind of aggressively here, just like calling them out that they might do a Corviknight thing. Obviously that is not the case, and I am kind of immediately on the back foot here. So I don't remember. I like skimmed these before pulling them up, so I don't really remember what I did, but I think I'm kind of boned here. I think I need to like hope they don't fake out Whimsicott, and that I can get a Sunny Day off, and Whimsicott can like live another turn. That's like immediately what I'm thinking in this position. And so let's see what I go for. I think I let my Typhlosion die? No. Music actually, because that's loud as heck. Yeah, so they go for this play. I know a lot of T-Tar players like try to go for the kill Whimsicott and let Sand take care of it, so that's why I Sunny Day'd there. I just swap in Rilla. I don't know why Woodhammer here. I think I'm already like really behind from that lead, so like in my mind I'm just kind of not playing. I'm like kind of already playing for game 2 and try to see like what mons they have. So like again here I'm like a little boned because if they do something. If they call me out in this lead, it's like a little rough. But actually that turn goes pretty okay for me. And I still have 2 turns of Tailwind. They can't fake out Typhlosion, but also like they're gonna bring in a guy that resists Typhlosion, which is Incin, and then they're gonna probably just try to like fake out Ursa, buy another turn for Garchomp to stay alive, and like essentially they are in a position where like they can very easily stall out Tailwind and just like live everything, and then their Garchomp just outspeeds my entire team because it's faster than Typhlosion. So like I'm in a position here where maybe I let Whims go down too early is kind of like what I'm thinking. So I probably just like have fucked up here tremendously. It's fine, it happens. I'm just I forgot I went for that play. Yeah, I went for Overheat because I'm like maybe this does a fuck ton of damage, and it does, but obviously it doesn't do enough. So yeah, just gonna let this play through. It's like, these two are not gonna do well. He just needs to cycle out. Yeah, and like as soon as Corviknight shows up and I only have Ursaluna and Rillaboom, it's like, yeah, I'm not getting through this. So, whoops, this sucked. They definitely outled me. So I think I lead completely differently in game 2. I think I actually just FF here, yeah. Probably shouldn't be doing that. I should probably like still try to play stuff out and get more information, but it's fine. Okay, spoilers, already win this game, I guess, my bad. But just going back to turn 1. Already this lead is a bit better for me because I have faster fake out and I can just kind of like survive something, right? And stall a turn of Sandstorm and probably get a second turn with Whimsicott alive here, which is always good. I get the Terra immediately, which is always good in this matchup for me, which is like a benefit of leading Rillaboom, I think. So like that's probably something I would like to keep doing in this matchup, is like always lead Rillaboom just to see if they're gonna Terra or anything. I just set up the Tailwind here. I'm okay with Whims going down because I think I can get enough done. I'm not entirely sure how true that is, but we'll see. But hey, I'm already in a better position than I am last game. I think in this position I just try to like kill the T-Tar. This calc, I have done the math on, I think always picks up. I do get a crit there. I don't think it mattered, but yeah, that would be just a pause here. That would be something during the replay analysis I would like double check. Like, I got fortunate with that crit. I don't think it mattered, but I was -1, so it's like maybe it actually did. Obviously, T-Tar is not getting the sand bonus from being rock anymore, but it's still AB. So like, to me, that's something that I would write down immediately, or like try to find out. That's something that I would do during this replay analysis. 2 more turns of Tailwind. They're gonna do the same old protect thing. So I think I just swap out Rillaboom so I can get fake out the next turn. Yep. Rillaboom is really useful in this matchup, is like basically my takeaway. Even just for fake outs or just being a good switch into Garchomp. Garchomp is like always 3-hit KOing it essentially. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking here. Do I U-turn? Oh, I do. Yes. So this was actually, this is I think a pretty good play from myself. So this is the turn where Rillaboom comes in, and then it's gonna be the last turn of Tailwind. They have no reason to let their Garchomp take any damage, and also like in theory, I'm hyper voicing or blood mooning or earth powering the instant slot, which like obviously Corviknight in the back can take really well. I'm kind of done with this -1's guy, so I want to reset it, and I know this guy's gonna protect, so like whatever. So I'm just gonna reposition. Again, partially this is a read, but like it's a very like I know how this player has played game 1. I played them on ladder before. They're reasonably competent. They're not gonna take a huge risk for no reason. Like they're not gonna let me just blood moon. Even at -1, this is definitely gonna pick up the Garchomp. They're not gonna let me do that. So this play feels safe. I'm just repositioning. Sandstorm's gonna go down after this. So is Terrain. So is Tailwind. Everything's gonna reset. So like this is kind of like a big reset turn. But I can do something here that they can't, which is like, or I mean, they could have swapped Instant in, but it doesn't really get them anything. And since Garchomp just protected, I have a fresh Blood Moon on that slot. Nothing can take it after this, right? And like they probably know that, and they're just gonna try to win with Instant and Corviknight in Tailwind, which is like sure, but also I'm gonna bring in Rillaboom. I'm gonna get a fake out turn. Like we're gonna play this out and everything. Even with Tailwind, I can still probably get through this. So. I basically just do all that correctly, and eventually I get to a position where Tailwind is over, and Typhlosion just outspeeds and kills Corviknight. So if I'm looking at this replay, I'm thinking about how actually, first off, Rillaboom was huge. It made the lead way safer, and honestly, like, I didn't get to like super leverage my Tailwind that well. I was basically always just trying to like play a little defensively, even when I was having Tailwinds. So going into like something I would think about, which I don't actually know if I do in Game 3, but like an Instant for Wrigley could maybe go nuts with like Fake Out, and then like maybe I just have double Fake Out, I don't even bring Typhlosion, I don't know. Or I bring double Fake Out and I bring my 2 carries. So that would be something I would be thinking about for Game 3. And then, okay, well, I guess spoilers. Yeah, Game 3. Did I bring Farik here? No, I did not. I brought double Fake Out. Okay, so this lead is like okay. I think I'm gonna force the Terra again. But already this lead for me is gonna be way better because I do have double Fake Out. They're gonna set up Tailwind, but like with double Fake Out, it's like hard for them to get like a ton done, especially with like Instant gonna intimidate the guy. I don't know. So on this turn, I just straight up U-turn because it will do a good amount of damage if they don't Terra, and also gets more information about how like sensitive they are, regard to like making risky plays. But like this guy's been pretty safe, not cautious, but like has been making solid cover plays. I don't think they're gonna let me Woodhammer the T-Tar, so U-turn first off baits out the Terra and repositions, and I get Instant. This guy's -1, I can live anything from him. I can get a Fake Out off. Like, so even though I don't ever have speed advantage right now, I just leverage the Fake Outs to use that better. So like that's something I can think about for this matchup in the future, right? Like if I'm thinking about how I can play out the Sand matchup better with the Typhlosion team, okay, double Fake Outs is like something I really need to be considering, unless they have like some weird anti-Fake Out tech. But already this position feels really good. There's no damage been done. I have gotten Terra for free. I have a ton of damage into this slot because Corviknight's not in the back, right? Like they set Tailwind turn 1. Nothing can take this Terra normal Blood Moon. So I think that's what happens. Here. I fake out that slot. Yeah, I don't want to take the low kick. Even at -1, low kick will still do a lot. Hello, Shane from the future here. I was watching this during the editing process and I realized there was one other point I should have made here. I kept prioritizing the Fake Out on the T-Tar because of one additional factor. If I don't, I mean, it makes sense to for sure fake it out on the turn that it's not intimidated because low kick does a lot. But I'm also covering for the rock slide crit, right? Like, and that's just a small note is like a way to cover for variance. Like Brave Bird cannot flinch me, rock slide can. So that's why that's another reason why I am prioritizing the fake out onto the T-Tar in this game 3. So yeah, just want to say that. Cool. I eliminate their fake out, which is fantastic. I think here now I swap back in T-Tar, which is like fine. This play is a little sensitive to a read, but they don't go for it. Yeah, okay, that turn worked out perfectly. Yeah, like I mean, like I would have expected a Brave Bird into the other slot. But again, here with double fake out, I'm just doing the double fake out blowjob bros thing, right? I'm just like cycling them protect, then fake out, then attack, and like because this guy doesn't have a ton of protects, he only brought one Mom with one protect, I can just get a lot of Blood Moons off for free. So like again, if I'm thinking about my notes for this matchup, it's double fake out versus teams that don't have a ton of protect, and or the Sand team variant is like something I need to be thinking about prioritizing in this matchup. So yeah, I got there, and now it's like, well, Tailwind's gone. I could just like fake out something again. Tailwind, I don't know, the game kind of just like plays itself from here. Oh, I think I lost. No, actually, this is a really good important thing. Damn, that game looked really good. What the fuck? Okay, here's what happens. I get Garchomp, but they still have their 2 guys. I still have all 4 Mons and double fake out, but Ursa's down. He's probably not worth saving. So let's just see how this plays out, because I try to preserve Blood Moon, which is tricky, I think. I think they just rock slide. Okay, so here I get crit, which is a little unfortunate because that does 90%. So that means normally it would do around 60 if it was neutral, but since it's intimidated, it would have done 40%. So that it did like more than double. Instead of doing 40%, it did about 90. So that's unfortunate. I have a lot less turns with instant left. But it gets me the free switch in, which is kind of what I wanted, because actually now this turn where they've set up Tailwind, I have fake out active, I still have Rillaboom in the back. Like, this is not a bad turn for me at all, because they're gonna Brave Bird to reduce I mean I could fake out either one of them, but I have to fake out T-Tar because knockoff kills. So actually, more importantly, I'm actually not even sure knockoff kills, but more importantly is Rock Slide can kill both of them, and has the flinch chance. So I have to fake out T-Tar in this position, and then I Brave Bird. I will probably get into Blaze range because that's what it did in like a previous game. It did like about 66%. So like to me, if I'm looking back at this was actually kind of a good setup. Maybe I should have sagged Blood Moon earlier, but like this is a good setup for me to be in. And we'll see what happens. We see how I lose. Okay, everything's looking great. We love some Blaze. And then actually, I do not pick up the one thing I needed to pick up this turn. So now the game kind of just becomes a little weird. And the crit is like affecting the Incin's survivability here. I'm not able to reposition. Games is over from there. So, when I'm looking at this game 3 replay, I think even in my notes, I put something like, we'll find it later. But I think in my notes I was like, I'm fine with this play because it just came down to a Heat Wave miss, which is like, I'm just connecting it back to my previous example of like, I'm okay with my team, I'm okay with my play. There is some variance that affected this matchup. I always think about maybe replacing Heat Wave with Flamethrower on Chiyu or on Typhlosion. But I mean, Heat Wave is weighed against all the other situations where Heat Wave is just very useful. I don't think so. But it's something to think about, right? And like thinking about the matchup, is there a way that I could have positioned a bit better? To me, I think maybe I don't try to preserve my 10 HP Ursaluna that's not going to attack first ever again for the rest of the game. That's probably something I would have adjusted in my play in this match. Because then I get a free switch in. Because that was the turn, right, where Incin actually gets crit. Instead of taking 40 damage, it took 90. So, like, if I not only, I mean, that's a little results-based, taking the Kante crit, but like, that's maybe something I could have misplayed. But overall, I'm still pretty pleased with how I played this game. So I don't think it's a team error or play error. It's just a little variance that happens. And then my other big takeaway from this set is like, okay, for these Sand teams that don't have a ton of protect, double protect goes nuts because it's really hard to get value out of whims in this matchup sometimes. So dropping whims for double fake out guys and double carries, I think is like something I would look at. And like write in my notes for this replay. So yeah, that's an example. Hopefully that was helpful. I feel like I just talked a lot, but also I love this stuff and it's very exciting and I love talking about it. So yeah, I don't have a fancy conclusion, but that's just like my little spiel on replay analysis. I think it can be a lot of fun, especially it's like seeing some goofy turns where like even like right now I thought I won the game, but then I lost because of a heat wave thing. So like I don't know, that shit to me is very entertaining. So yeah, I mean it was fun for me. I hope you can find a way to have fun with this. And yeah, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yippee! I'm gonna stop recording now. That's how that works.